Okay, we're going to make this over the page little pocket flip. It is made using 12 by 12 scrapbook paper. So on the front here, you have two little pockets to put some fun things in. You have a tag here. Okay. And when you open it up, you have a pocket here that you can put some ephemera. And on this side, the same thing, another pocket. And then when you, let me put this over a page so you can see what I'm talking about. So let's pretend this is our journal page. So it would go over the page like this. And a little clip on there to keep it secure. When you flip the page, you see this side with the same exact thing, a pocket inside and a pocket here on the front. These are super, super easy to make. So let me show you how that's done. Okay, so I'm going to leave the measurements if you want to make yours exactly like mine. I start out with a 12 by 12 sheet of paper, and we are going to cut that. So my paper is directional this way. So we're going to cut that at 7.5 inches. And that gives me a pocket width that is 3 inches. 3 inches, plus a little 1/2 inch to make a hinge and close the pocket up. Okay, so there's my 7.5 inches. We'll bring out our scoreboard. So we're going to score this at 3.5 inches. And then we're going to score at, you can actually turn this around if you want it to, but I need a 1/2 inch tab. So I'm just going to come in a 1/2 inch here and score again. Then we're going to turn the whole thing around, and we're going to score at 6. Okay, and that's all the scoring that we need to do. I'm going to miter these corners here. Going to fold it in half long ways. Burnish that down. And this works best if your paper's not super, super heavy. This is about 67-pound paper. And the paper I'm using is from a Recollection paper pad. It's called Field Journal, but you can use any scrapbook paper that you have. So it's 66.7 pound or 180. I guess this is GSM. Fold our little tab in. Let's fold this. Okay, so now this is what this is going to look like. This is the front. For reference, I'll put this here. This is going to be the front, and this is going to be the back, which is kind of plain, but that's okay. So I know that I want my pockets here, so I'm simply going to open this back up, fold it back in half this way, find my center, which is about right there. I didn't know, right there. And I'm going to cut a notch for my pockets on both sides at the same time. Okay. Now you can fold this to the outside of the pocket. I'm going to put mine to the inside because we are going to be putting pockets in here, and I don't want that tab to show. That's entirely up to you. But before we do all that, I'm going to give this a good ink around all the folds and notches. All right, so you see when you fold this, you can see the white inside of the paper because this is only one-sided paper. Couple of options. You can ink the inside of that on both ends. That's an easy option. Another option would be to put a scrap piece of paper in there like this, which is what I did on mine. As you can see, I put a piece of scrap paper in there so you don't see any of the white. So I'm going to do that really quickly. All right, so now when we fold this, we have something to look at other than that white paper. So now let's go ahead and glue our sides down. And I will say that if you are not intending to sew some lace on yours like I did, then you might want to glue along this part. I don't think these tags will fall out, but if you don't have something there to stop them, they might go all the way through. So I'm just going to glue this down. And I glued that on the wrong side. That would be if you're going to wrap the tab around to the outside, and I don't want to do that. All right, we want to be careful that we don't glue the inside of our pocket together for a few seconds. I'm going to put this long ruler in there like this. I don't know if you can see that or not. Just while that glue dries, and it won't glue the inside of the pocket together. Okay, so while we do that, let's go ahead and make our tags for the inside of the pocket. So what I've done is take some scrap paper. Okay, and I'm going to I cut the paper to 3 1/4 inches wide by 6 inches tall. And I did 2 of those. And this is just some cardstock that I had on it. You can use whatever you want. And 3 1/4 inches fits very nicely into the pocket. All right, now I'm going to cut these into a tag shape. And I like to round my corners so they go in and out of the pocket a little bit easier. Now, I glued mine pretty heavily, so I don't think my edges are going to come up. But if you want to, you can sew around that, and that's also a nice look. So let me ink these up. All right. You need to put some toppers on the top of here to give you something to grab hold on to pull them in and out of the pocket. So I already cut these whale tail tabs out, and I've inked them, so I'm going to go ahead and glue those on. use whatever kind of pulls that you like to use. Ribbon, put a eyelet in there and put some seam binding through it. Anything works, whatever you like. Okay. So you can see these slide in there pretty easily, but they will go all the way through if you haven't glued or sewn. So we'll fold this and show you how nice that fits in there, and it's not going to come out. Let's glue this one on. This is all made from scraps that came out of this paper collection, so everything coordinates together. I don't have to think about it too much. All right, so there's our big tags. I'm going to set those aside. Now what we want to do is put our pockets in on the inside. Now, I hate to cover that up. I really do. Let me think about that. That's so pretty. You know what? I don't think I want to put a pocket there. I think I'm just going to put a pocket on this one. You can do these any way that you want to. This is going to be on the back, so when you open it up, the tag is going to be like that, but you can put it right here. So just to be different than the one I did before, I think I'm going to do that. And since I'm not going to put a pocket here, what I can do is stack these on top of each other and put both pockets here on this neutral background. And I think that looks really nice. So let's do that. Just as a different option. Just put these together just to about right there. And now I'm going to avoid this area here close to the crease because I am going to be sewing some lace down. And I don't want it to interfere with that pocket. Okay, so while they dry, we'll go ahead and turn it back to the front. And we have 2 pockets on the front. Again, I don't really want to cover up that beautiful bird. So maybe this wasn't the best paper choice, but I can put pockets here on this side. So let's fold it. And what I did for here was cut 1 pocket that is 4 inches wide by 2 inches tall, and then a smaller one to go on top of that that's 4 inches wide and 1 inch tall. All right, so let's go ahead and glue those down, and you can put them on either side. It really doesn't matter. All right, so while the glue is drying, I am going to, we've got some goodies to stuff in our pockets. I'm going to go ahead and sew some lace right here and right here, and that closes off those pockets. I don't know if I mentioned, the size of these pockets are 3 1/4 inches wide by 3 inches tall. Okay, so Let me go sew that and I'll be right back. Okay, everything is sewn down there. Now our pockets are closed off. I'm going to go ahead and give this another good burnish. So now we can put in our tags. And they're not going anywhere. They fit just snugly enough to where they're not going to fall out. So there's the front of our flip. We open it up and we have 2 pockets on the inside. And let's go ahead and put some fun things in there. On this one, I decorated the pockets, but this is such a busy paper that I don't think I'm going to. So let's go ahead and got a couple things out of my stash. It's a little big. Okay. You can certainly make your own things to put in here. I'm just using some stuff from my stash. Okay, so that looks really cute. I'm going to give these stitches a little mush. Well, let's go ahead and put some things in here. Okay, and there you have it. And so we just put a little clip on the top, and that's ready to go into our journal over a page. So guys, I hope you enjoyed that. If you have any questions about anything, just leave them in the comment section below. I will put the measurements of all of the things that are cut out. In case you have any questions, you can refer to that, or if it doesn't make sense, feel free to reach out to me. I hope you have a very blessed day, and I will talk to you in the next video. Until then, bye.